Your day. Your turn. Why are you wearing a sweater? Air conditioner's off.
I know, but it's cool outside.
The outside is air conditioning you.
Today's the 28th.
28, I believe.
I don't even know. Taking care of ourselves on the job. It's okay to take care of ourselves on the job. It is not only okay, it is necessary. Taking care of ourselves on the job means we deal with feelings appropriately. We take responsibility for ourselves. We detach when detachment is called for. We set boundaries when we need to do that. We negotiate conflicts. We try to separate our issues from the other person's issues, and we don't expect perfection from ourselves or others. We let go of our need to control that which we cannot control. Instead, we strive for peace and manageability, owning our power to be who we are and to take care of ourselves. We do not tolerate abuse, nor do we abuse or mistreat anyone else. We work on letting go of our fear and developing appropriate confidence. We try to learn from our mistakes, but we forgive ourselves when we make them. We try not to set ourselves up by taking jobs that couldn't possibly work out or jobs that aren't right for us. If we find ourselves in one of those circumstances, we address the issue responsibly. We find out what our responsibilities are, and we generally stick to those unless another agreement is made. We leave room for great days and not so great days. We are gentle and loving with people wherever possible, but we are assertive and firm when that is called for. We accept our strengths and build on them. We accept our weaknesses and limitations, including the limitations of our power. We strive to stop trying to control and change what is not our business to change. We focus on what is our responsibility and what we can change. We set reasonable goals. We take ourselves into account. We strive for balance. Sometimes we give ourselves a good gripe session to let it all out, but we do that appropriately, in a way meant to take care of ourselves and release our feelings, not to sabotage ourselves. We strive to avoid malicious gossip and other self-defeating behaviors. We avoid competition, strive for cooperation and a loving spirit. We understand that we may like some people we work with and dislike others, but strive to find harmony and balance with everyone. We do not deny how we feel about a certain person, but we strive to maintain good working relationships wherever possible. When we don't know, we say we don't know. When we need help, we ask for it directly. When panic sets in, we address the panic as a separate issue and try not to let our work and behavior be controlled by panic. We strive to take responsible care of ourselves by appropriately asking for what we need at work while not neglecting ourselves. He's eating my shoe. If we are part of a team, we strive for healthy teamwork as an opportunity to learn how to work in cooperation with others.
It's just
bringing it. If something gets or feels crazy, if we find ourselves working with a person who is addicted or has some kind of dysfunction that is troublesome, we do not make ourselves crazier by denying the problem. We accept it and strive in peace to figure out what we need to do to take care of ourselves. We let go of our need to be martyrs or rescuers at work. We know we do not have to stay in situations that make us miserable. Instead of sabotaging a system or ourselves, we plan a positive solution, understanding we need to take responsibility for ourselves along the way. We remove ourselves as victims, and we work at believing we deserve the best. We practice acceptance, gratitude, and faith. My chair. No.
Buddy.
One day at a time, we strive to enjoy what is good, solve the problems that are ours to solve, and give the gift of ourselves at work. Today, I will pay attention to what recovery behaviors I could practice that would improve my work life. I will take care of myself on the job. God, help me let go of my need to be victimized by work. Help me to be open to all the good stuff that is available to me through work.
There's a lot there. That's what you need to know. That's what you need to know when you're re-entering the workforce. All of that. The two things that I get on the addiction side is there's two types of people, like the same person with two types, and you can tell if those types are separated. If there's two different people or one person is when they're in treatment in a rehab center, and then you go working with them or doing volunteer work. And so you get to see where their treatment is by the way they volunteer, the way they do work. Very interesting. You might think somebody's doing great and then go work at LL Ministries putting in docks and they're complaining and griping and going off into the bushes, smoking and napping. And I think with the addiction community, the substance abuse guys, we like to make up for lost time. And so part of that is working, and we put everything that we have into work and not into our recovery, because we think work is our recovery, but that's not what our recovery is. That's what our recovery may give us. But if we just focus on work, they're like, some guys, it's like the best 8 to 10 hours a day that we have to do our mission, which is to stay sober. I have to pass on the message. So if I'm focused on my work 8, 10, 12-hour days, and so many guys want to make up for lost time, so they're doing overtime, they're, you know, just focused on work. I don't have time for meetings. I don't have time for the newcomer. I think we have to make space to pass on the message. And it might not, our space might not be full all the time, but that's okay, because opportunities might come up. And so we have to have openings for those things to happen. Let's go to work.
I'll have to rewatch that to really understand what you were saying.
Well, you should drink your coffee.
I know.
Like, you do not understand what I was saying?
It just was a lot of information and I couldn't keep up. But I think that, yeah, I think that it makes a lot of sense. I think that even I think I'm still stuck on the first part of what you said.
What?
About, and I think it's the same with anybody that, like, because you were saying someone in recovery, like, you can really see where they are when you work with them or volunteer with them. But I think that's true of anybody.
I believe that's true, but I'm coming out from my context.
Yeah.
I'm not going to speak outside of...
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to relate. I'm not disagreeing. I'm trying to relate to what you were saying. And so I was just thinking of, like, oh, yeah, you can hang out with someone, but then go, like, volunteer in a soup kitchen with them, or go serve somewhere, or be on a team with them,
it's a good reflection of their heart.
Leading an whatever you're organizing an event or whatever you might be doing. If you're doing something that's like more task oriented, or even like a softball game, go to a competitive softball game with someone. And you really just, like, I think that for me, when I'm under pressure or when I'm in an environment where, like, because I know for me, there's other things that can come out that I'm like, oh, well, I think work, I wish they didn't see that side of me, you know, like,
I think work and situations are like the sun. They bring out the properties of what's in my heart. So just like the sun bakes clay and the sun melts butter, work and volunteer and softball will bring out what's in my heart through the application of heat.
Yes. Yeah, that's.
I was just going off of, like, she said everything, so I was.
I know,
just
she really did.
I just thought of my own while I was there, and just like that whole, like, I think I'm just talking about addiction community because that's where I have experience. Is we try to make up for lost time, and guys specifically, that's my context.
Oh yeah.
Is so many times we try to make up for lost time, but what that does is raise my emotional barometer. Because I'm striving, I'm proving, I'm collecting, I'm storing, and then I'm like, it's an illusion that I can make up for lost time. And there might be some things, and it goes in with the illusion that I can make up. So maybe some child payments, maybe some clothing maybe some bills that were in arrears. Yeah, you can make up for those, which is part of our responsibility. But I think so many times we make up for lost work, so we do extra, and then we're just saving money, and our focus is on that and not our recovery. And then our emotional barometer goes up and up and up and up. And it's part of music. It's part of our mental obsession, is we just focus on work, making up for lost time. I got it. It's grind time. Let's go.
Yeah, and I think that's a tough place to be in too, especially because when we look forward, life is actually very long. Like, unless your life is cut short, but
seems like it gets
you
shorter.
You never know,
and shorter.
But for the most part,
every day I'm awake. But it is.
Yeah. I mean, you probably have 35 more years.
Technically, every day I wake up.
You could have 40 more years.
The back end.
You could have 50 more years.
I know. It's
I
funny
could be
hearing.
Stuck with you for
it's
50
funny
more
hearing
years.
our 24-year-old son, and just how like, man, this week just went by so fast. You're getting old. All right, let's go to work. Let's go to work.
We are going to
the
work.
The real
today.
work is passing on the message. Let's go work.
That's good.